Well, the work that we do here at Meals on Wheels, of course, is to feed homebound seniors who cannot shop and cook for themselves. And so we deliver meals to them. But we also have other programs for more like congregate meals that is like a social event for seniors who are more able-bodied to attend. And then we have other programs that we have come up with that just support seniors in their living environment. So we can talk about those a little later.
Can you tell us more about some of the innovative programs within the organization?
Certainly. We have a few programs that we consider innovative. Um, the largest, because it continues to grow, are our senior socials, which are once a month events for seniors in different areas throughout our county because we have a pretty large county. So we started with one a few years ago where we brought senior resources in the area because we wanted to have collaborations with other agencies that offered services for seniors and a free meal and some type of entertainment. So we started these, we called the first one SoCo Social, which stands for South County Senior Social. And we started with one and that grew to four as cities heard that we were doing this monthly luncheon for seniors, and the turnout was so wonderful that they wanted to have those included in their cities as well. So, and when I say cities, these are rural communities that are in South County for Monterey County. So they don't have a lot of senior resource, not as much senior resources, but as senior activities. And so this was helping some of the senior resource agencies that are throughout the county reach that demographic that they were looking to reach, which was seniors in the area. So then we expanded to our North County seniors, and we called that NOCOS, which was North County Senior Social. And then the city of Salinas, we didn't want to duplicate any efforts of other senior centers, but there were a couple organizations that reached out to us and they wanted to do it in their locations in Salinas. So we named those SASO. We like to come up with names for these programs. And that's Salinas Senior Social. We have two of the SASOs in senior living facilities. So they're apartment complexes that have seniors that live there. And so they come for the congregate lunch. So we feel that this program is really innovative because instead of us having seniors come to us, we're going to where the seniors are. And it's worked out really well. Another program that we feel is innovative is our Art and About program, which is a collaboration with the Arts Council for Monterey County, where we get a musician and they go with one of the drivers that we have, our volunteer drivers that are delivering meals to seniors. We notify the senior a week in advance so that they know to make sure that, they might not be in their bathrobe that morning. They might actually dress up because they have a little more company coming. And we take this musician and the musician serenades them. We call them sidewalk serenades. So these seniors open their door to receive their meals and they get serenaded by the musician that typically has a guitar or ukulele, and they sing songs that are reminiscent for the senior population. And we do them in English and Spanish, depending on the language that senior is accustomed to. So it feels very personal. And you have to think, how often have you ever had a musician come to you and play you a song directly to you? It's pretty special. So our seniors really enjoy that program. And the last program that we just started that's pretty innovative is a more of a phone call communication type senior outreach for those seniors that are feeling isolated. We call it Connect Shine. And we're making social connections one phone call at a time. So we find volunteers that we can match with seniors who have expressed an interest in receiving phone calls at a certain day, at a certain time during the week. And it's more of just a conversation, another check-in for the seniors so that we can check to make sure that they're okay and they can have a friendly voice to converse with. We only started this program. It's been in the works for quite a few months, but we actually started making phone calls at the beginning of this month and have a really good response so far. The seniors keep our volunteers on the phone for like 35 to 45 minutes, which we're trying to keep it to 35 minutes just so that we can honor both sides their time. But we're seeing that this is something that is really needed in the community. And it's for our homebound seniors. Again, those that are not as able-bodied and can't get out to some of our other events that we have. So in a nutshell, those are like 3 of the innovative programs that we've developed within the last 3 or 4 years.
What challenges are you experiencing?
The challenges that we have experienced mostly with the companion program is finding volunteers, because we have a lot of volunteers for our home delivered meals program, and we offer these other volunteer opportunities to them. And for some people, that's great. They want to take on something else. But I do want to reach further into the community to find volunteers that maybe they don't want to go to a site, but they're thinking, oh, a phone call would be really great. I can do that from my home. There's specific times. So right now, I'm looking at other volunteer agencies that recruit volunteers and trying to reach out to them so that they can spread the word as well about these opportunities that we have for volunteers. And of course, we're vetting everybody so that we can keep our seniors safe, because that's the big part of this, is we want to make sure that our seniors are safe with whatever programs that we're presenting to them. So the volunteer aspect, and then typically it's the funding for our congregate meals. Again, we're doing a lot of collaboration with our food bank for Monterey County. They're providing fresh fruits and produce to our attendees, as well as at some of our events, they have a food truck that they're cooking on and serving our the population of seniors that are attending these events. But again, if we have a musician, or we have a craft or something for the seniors to participate in, that costs money. And then there's the funding of it. So we're seeing that it's growing. We have so many seniors that are involved. And with that, there's always a dollar amount that goes with it. So funding has been challenging as well, because we want to look to our donors and explain to them these innovative programs that we're bringing to any of these unrepresented seniors in our community, hoping that that tugs at their heartstrings and that they'll donate as well.
What words of advice do you have for others pursuing a similar project, or maybe are in a similar role as you, or just wanting to bring some other activities like this into their organization?
The biggest thing that I would say is collaborate. You don't need to do this by yourself with any of these programs. Reach out to other groups or organizations that may have similar programs or have experience in what you're doing, because why reinvent the wheel? Everybody is so willing to share the knowledge that they have and maybe the pitfalls that they've had so that you don't make those, as well as the benefits of what they've done. So it's collaborating with, and always put it out there. Talk to other people when you're out and about in the community, because you never know when you're going to run into somebody that you start talking about a new program and they're like, oh, well, my best friend is the executive director or works at this other organization, and they've been looking to reach seniors through music. Maybe we can connect. So you just never know. Continue to talk about it. And the second thing it's not quite as big, but I just want to remind people, always allow longer than what you think your timeline is going to be. Because it's great to set your goals of when you want to get all of these things done. but then life gets in the way, funding gets in the way, other programs may get in the way, and it doesn't quite go the way that you wanted it to go. Just be flexible. Know that it's just a little bump in the road. You'll get past it, kind of relook at what you've been doing and extend that deadline. Because in the end, we're doing this all so that we can serve seniors and improve their quality of life. There's really no hard deadline for some of these things. And I say that except if you have a grant and you have to have a grant report at the end. And so you have that deadline. But be kind to yourself, talk to a lot of people, and know that things will change. And sometimes maybe that changes the direction that you should be going with that program.
What is one fun or interesting fact about you?
One, let me think. Well, I do like to say that I have a story about when I was a senior in high school, and my senior year, I was applying for a lot of different grants and scholarships. And so I applied for this one scholarship. It was through a sorority, and the sorority was Alpha Kappa Alpha. That I have since found that Kamala Harris was actually a member of an Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. It is a Black sorority that I wasn't aware when I applied, but I won this scholarship, and it was to tour the let's see, where did we tour? We toured the East Coast of the United States and went to the educational places throughout the East Coast and stopped at each sorority to meet their members. And it was a 2-week trip, and it was wonderful for me. The interesting part was I was the only Caucasian blonde girl from California on the trip. But it was such a great experience for me. And I also got to meet Coretta Scott King on that trip. So with all of those things, I don't think people that just looked at me or just had a conversation with me would not expect that I'd have an experience like that. But it shaped who I am, and wanting to always be a part of people and look at our similarities, not our differences.